Hey everyone, it's a weekday, hence indoor video. We are, after all, the weekend wanderer and not the weekday wanderer. But I wanted to share something with you. I had a bit of a nostalgic moment at the hardware store the other night. When I was a kid, we used to have an oven which had to be lit whenever you wanted to use it with a match. You'd have to strike the match and light the pilot light and then turn on the burner to whatever temperature you wanted. Days before thermostats, I guess, became mainstream in these ovens. But at any rate, as you can well imagine, striking a match every time you wanted to cook something got a little old. And I don't even remember if Bic lighters were as in widespread use in the 60s as they are today. But I remember one day my father came home with a striker that someone had given him on the job. And basically, this is almost an exact copy of the striker that he used. And I don't know if you've ever seen these before. Welders use them. And again, you know, they used to use them quite a bit to light the pilot lights. But what you have basically is a piece of flint, which is on the end of this metal end, and then you have on the inside a piece of steel, and it's kind of like a rough file. So the flint rubs against the steel, creating sparks. So I got to thinking, it was a little over $2, and I thought, I wonder if you could use this for bushcraft. So I bought it and took it home, and let's play with it a little bit now and see what we can do. Okay, I don't want to burn the house down, so I'm utilizing this old pan, hopefully to contain any out-of-control flames. But let's take a closer look at this striker for those of you who really want to see what they look like up close. Now, this piece of flint is removable, so you can buy other flints to screw on here. And this is a made in America. Let's see if you can see that. Made in USA. And it's actually constructed pretty well. It's a very strong, high gauge steel, it feels like. And this has a very good spring. The beauty of these is that, unlike ferro rods, you know, they work one-handed, and they're kind of effortless. And it looks like they throw off some very good sparks. So what I've gotten here ready to try, some cotton, got some tinder quick, little bit of jute twine, some yellow birch, and some char cloth. I mean, these are the items that most bushcrafters carry with them when they go out into the woods. So let's see how this thing performs. Start off with the cotton. Just take a little bit here. Now, I'm not really sure if I should put it down and try to strike it this way. Let's just put it inside and see if we can get it going like this. Oh, there he is. No problem at all. This is actually interesting because you could carry it to your tinder bundle and then just dump it inside. No risk of losing it. So, okay, let's get this out of here. So I hope you're all able to see that. Let's try some jute twine. What I've done is just frayed the ends a little bit, just the way they advise you to do if you were using flint and steel or a ferro rod. So let's put that here as well. And let's give it a shot. I think it has to catch it just right. Oh, bingo. Not bad. Okay, 2 for 2. So let's try one of these. These are great because they float and Actually, I'm going to cut it because I don't think I need to do the whole thing. There, just try a piece of it. I'll fluff this up a little bit. It's very waxy, so it's kind of hard to... Oh, let's try it like this. I'll drop it into the basket. Oops. Most of the sparks seem to be on this side, so it's... I think I need to fluff it up a little. Funny how the prepared tinders... Here we go. I don't think it was getting through the waxy coating. Yeah, let's try this. This should work. Aha. Like everything else, it requires a little bit of preparation. Actually, very nice. You know, I've had occasion where I've tried to use a ferro rod in extremely cold temperatures where I could barely manipulate, you know, the striker with my hand and hold the ferro rod with the other hand. It's very, very difficult to do. And I could see this maybe not as a main source of fire making, but as a backup. It's certainly, so far, working very well. Let's try a little char cloth next. I made this last year from an old t-shirt. Now this will just catch the spark and smolder a bit, and then you would transfer it to your tinder bundle. But let's just see how we get on with this. Like I said, this should not burst into flame, but it should catch a spark. Oop, almost. Got it. Right there. What is that? 4 for 4? Beautiful. Again, quite effortless. I wonder if we could point it downwards and light it that way. Like this. Throw the sparks down a little bit. Should have opened a window. It stinks to high heaven. Oh, got it. So, you can do it that way as well. Throw the sparks downward. I have a piece of yellow birch here. This is actually old and kind of brittle. Not as good as white birch for fire, and I don't have a knife handy, so I can't really rough it up. But let's see if we can increase the surface area a little bit and try this. Maybe I'll just hold this. Ready? I can smell it. I can smell the birch oils. It's close. I bet you a piece of white birch would have... No, not going to happen. Break it up a little more. Let's see. Throws off some very nice sparks, as you can see. Alright, it's not going to do the birch, but that's okay. 4 out of 5. Or was it 3 out of 4? I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 out of 5. Not bad for $2. Now, I just had another idea. Let me adjust the camera. Now, we all like multi-purpose items. This can have some possibilities. Dave Canterbury, for example, in his store sells a fish mouth opener that he uses to suspend bottles over a fire, metal water bottles. So I think that this would make a completely adequate. This is not going anywhere. You could suspend this right over the fire, boil your water, or you could just use it to remove the pot or the bottle after it's been after the water's been boiled. So there's another use for this $2 item. Because the construction is so solid, I imagine you could use it to keep your items together. So put my metal cup, my titanium spork, close it up. I could hang this on my bag or maybe on a tree branch. So I think that this experiment's been a success, and this is probably an item that you may want to consider carrying with you. Doesn't weigh a lot, and in a pinch it just might come in handy. So of course I can't get my spoon detached. Here we go. So there you go. A welder striker or a striker, flint and steel striker. Oops. One other thing. Let's get it wet and see if it works. Okay, got a bit of water in the cup now. And let's immerse it. Here goes. Uh-oh. Okay, don't get it wet. Let's dry it off a little bit. Up, back to normal, quasi. Okay, one disadvantage. It doesn't like water. Well, if you guys can think of any more uses for this, I'd be happy to hear about them. Otherwise, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please subscribe, hit the like button. We'll see you next time.